And shoutouts to Revetleafing, whose DLC does not get locked out on the first try around here on stream. And what an early trip guard from Dab to get us started here. And comes off the bar and goes for the good damage. 39% and a full screen to deal with.
I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about. The amount of spacing and the anti-airs that this guy have, his fundamentals are so on point. And you give him a character like Sector, who pretty much has an all-purpose tool, or is an all-purpose character. It's going to be very hard for Revetleafing to deal with this. We see now a huge difference compared to when he plays Jax in this matchup. And now, taking his time, even baiting out the armored fairy dust there.
Yeah, this is where Dab didn't look incredibly comfortable with Sector, but he may have been in the hyperbolic time chamber since, because he's looking good early.
I mean, he has now avoided all three. He is now 3 for 3 with avoiding the EX fairy dust. Oh my god, that would have been so ridiculous if he converted. Revetleafing is doing a really good job, though, of being slippery. And that's really what he wants to do. The back through string into the shroud, gets the easy grab. But here comes Dab. Doesn't spin the bar and
oh, wow, Savage down through the stagger. But it's okay.
You felt the anger in that down two.
Oh, beating out the EX shroud with 1-1. Great momentum here early. Great momentum here. Already from Dab, he can easily hit confirm this into teleport. He's going to use that rocket into a hard knockdown and 50-50. Great stuff early from Dab, but never count out Revet with Tanya.
Oh no, oh my god, the back jump kick into teleport. Beautiful conversion. That was insane. You take a look at the spacing on Dab. Like you were talking about, this guy is an absolute monster when it comes to spacing and whip punishing. You saw it there. That was pretty much the moral of that entire match, was spacing and whip punishing. Sprinkle in a little bit of anti-airs, and you saw a dominant performance by that. Revet, gonna stick with Pyro Tanya. It's a smart choice to make, considering if he goes any other variation, it might be even tougher. So he's probably just gonna have to stick it out with Pyro.
Yeah,
Dab, obviously,
exactly.
Obviously, I mean, he's been doing so well. Even has so many other tools at his disposal. We haven't seen an EX flamethrower once from him, just because his ground game is so on point. He's gonna do everything he can to reserve his meter for when he really needs it.
Oh, and trading on the air there, that would have been huge for Dab, as he would have got a great teleport combo off that and eating the charged overhead into a full combo.
Oh, and actually blocks the air tornado kick.
And eating the charged overhead again, and that's going to do it for Revet. That is a quick round off 2 charged overheads. And a lot of people looked for that cancel. Revet just letting her rip. This is an episode of Beyblade all of a sudden.
All those plus frames. Didn't have the stamina to cancel, but no punish by Revet. Jumping back, taking his time. Dab wants nothing to do with it. Beautiful down one convert anti-air by Revet, but no conversion to follow up on. Oh, look at that chunk of damage from the fairy dust. EX Fireball taking, let's see, like 25% of his life. Fairy dust connecting again. Revet looking to try and quickly close out this game. Dab is not going to let that happen easily. Oh, and baits out the only bar of meter that Revet had.
Oh, the down
and another
two.
Down two.
Perfectly killed Dab there, and Revet turning things around, not letting that first loss bother him one bit. And this kid is mentally strong here in the Kombat Cup, and we saw him have insane comebacks in Konquest this week, and he is on a roll. I mean, his match with Newbie was one of the craziest sets I've ever seen, where,
oh yeah,
I mean, he was put in the grave. They already put their dirt on him, and then you see his hand poke out of the ground, and he was able to dig his way back out. And this man is here to play, guys.
And you know what? And you really wouldn't expect anything else out of these two players. I mean, Revetleafing has been one of the staples in the Kombat Cup, along with his brother as well. But Revet really has a impressive resume at his hand right now. He's taken out a lot of great players, gone toe-to-toe with some of the best. I mean, it's strong enough to say that really he shouldn't be rattled going up against anyone at this point. But Dab, on the other hand, has had a decent showing here in the Kombat Cup, but he's had a few bad beats. But you look at him now, who's been doing very well, finally uses that EX flamethrower, and that's what we're talking about.
And you know, that's something that you see a lot in other games, but not a lot in Mortal Kombat X, and that is throwing out these normals into a buffered special. So no matter what, if that anti-airs, full combo. If it whiffs, the teleport doesn't come out. That's something you rarely get to see in NRS games.
And he's been doing really well with Triborg standing 3 in the teleport, but he's eating a lot of these down 2s up close. Oh, just misses the standing 3 anti-air. No doubt that was unfortunate mistiming. The forward 2 by Tanya, catching that backdash, putting the purple shroud into play, and thus getting some nice chip damage out of it. And you see Revet just being as slippery as ever, building some insane amount of meter in the meantime.
I love that teleport when he fakes a cross-up and does the teleport and baits out an anti-air attempt. I love the little things that Revet does with the movement of Tanya. This man moves better than anyone you will ever see play the game with Tanya, let me tell you.
Puts that purple shroud into play, and the interactable not only evading the pyro ball, but also getting rid of that dust as well.
Did you see that it looked like it actually exploded and still just didn't count? It just negated it.
He must have timed the invincibility frames on the interactable absolutely perfectly. Revet catching the backdash again, and this time putting that dust to use, doing some nice damage. But here comes some nice damage of his own. Dab spending the bar, getting the hard knockdown for 36%. And just gets the grab. Revet now up 2-1 on Dab, sitting on set point to put himself in the top 8 yet again. We're also seeing one of the things to really note is the use of Revet with that forward 2 catching Dab's backdash, what seems like 2-3 times in a row now. So Dab really needs to be careful with those backdashes. Revet making good use of probably one of her better normals with the amount of range that it covers. Pyromancer really going for more of the full screen game. Still has that nice zone control with her forward 2. Definitely something Dab needs to be looking out for.
Yeah, and you know what? The composure as well from Revetleafing. I mean, Dab has thrown the kitchen sink at him, and he has just held himself together mentally.
Jack's lives matter.
And here we go.
That tag to use.
He's on the screen, and wow, we're punishing that dash punch with a bitch slap of her own. Yeah, I can't remember which normal it is, but I believe one normal from Tanya is actually named bitch slap.
Oh, 100%. I actually think it's a standing 1. I'm 90% sure it's a standing 1, but this is exactly why Dab didn't go Jax in the first place.
And early,
he has a lot of trouble dealing with the zoning.
Yep, and the mobility from Pyromancer, and you see the conditioning from Revet with that charged overhead early, was able to open up Dab with the low there, and the momentum fully in Revet's court now.
But he's pushing Revet into that corner. If he could manage to change positions, but that overhead cartwheel securing the round for Revet. Not only is Revet sitting on set point, he has a couple of bars to work with, and he has all the space in the world to work with. There you go, trying to get a little bit of a follow-up there. 4-3 into EX overhead. Dab pushing him from mid-screen directly into the corner. And that was a beautiful EX command grab. Uses the armor, even switches positions, but Revet quickly getting out of there, knowing Jax is an absolute animal in the corner. Dab taking his time, knows that he has the life lead, can afford to eat some of this chip, but not forever. You see it already, kind of watching his life lead just tick away.
And
now he has
one
to
more
go
projectile,
in.
and Revetleafing, that one projectile that made it through is gonna take it, and Revetleafing